I've been back for 6 years now, and on a daily basis I am blown away by people who have come from elsewhere to our little town and have helped make it something special and grow as it is right now. Levi is one of those such people. I'm also a chef, and at the time had a restaurant. And I also never dreamed before I came back to Clarksdale that one day there would be some little guys in white coats and aprons running up and down the alley like in New York. And all of a sudden there were. It's like, hey, you got a bunch of parsley. Yeah, you got some milk. I need some cream. You know? And we did that a lot. And we'd share snacks with each other because chefs have a tendency to be so good at cooking other people's food they forget to eat. So we took care of each other that way. And later when I moved on to pursue my art career, I was at my studio and Levi showed up. Now usually we have a special soup or here's this piece of meat. Levi loved to see people satiated and enjoying, being happy and smiling, He liked to give that way. Well, he and Crystal showed up to show their support with a brown paper sack from Walmart. And inside of it was a case of ramen noodles, various canned goods, and a bottle of Jack Daniels, which I appreciated and enjoyed. One of my favorite snacks I've ever shared with my friends. But I've also, in the last couple of days, some people couldn't be here from Clarksdale, and our whole town is affected by the loss. And I asked some people, tell me an adjective pops to your mind when you think of Levi. So I'd like to share a few of those with you. Passionate is an obvious one. Levi loved his craft, and he executed it with the most serious and devout conviction. In the vein of an old school chef, he liked the structure and order and proper things. And his passion came through clearly on a daily basis with that. Someone else said, empathetic. And that speaks highly of Levi's genuine concern for other people and their feelings and their emotions. He wasn't sympathetic, he was empathetic. And even if he hadn't been there, he became empathetic with his love. Proud was another one. He took great pride in everything that he did. He was proud of you when you did good. Gary Vincent shared a story. He and Carol were shooting a little pilot with Levi, cooking it wild style. They go out and catch something in the wild and come back and cook it in the Thames in the kitchen if that's not a wild place. And Gary said that when Levi caught a fish, he said, you should have looked at his face. He was like a 10-year-old boy. Like, look what I did, And pride and proud of good words. Talent is obvious. His awards and achievements have been spoken earlier. I ran into Patty Johnson, chiropractor from Clarksdale, in Walmart yesterday. We shared a little tear and hug in the middle of Wally World. And she couldn't be here today, unfortunately, but I said the same thing to her. I said, can you close today? And she's like, he had a Sprite joy. And I thought, that's something you don't hear every day, and that's absolutely true. And by that, Levi was puppish almost in his animation and enthusiasm. I like that one a lot. My girlfriend today said, infectious angel. And he is indeed that. There were some great things about Levi that we probably all know. He spent time abroad, and when he came back, he had picked up a little accent of interest. I used to refer to it as Franco-Mississippian. But it's important to note that he also spoke French beautifully. I prefer to hear the other one the most. Joey pointed out that when Levi usually addressed you, he said, my friend. And he meant that. That was his salutation. That was before you had a conversation. My friend. Because he was always concerned about others. Exuberant goes without saying, but it's sick. Someone who is as inspired as Levi was is destined to inspire everyone around him. Chef, come over, I want to talk to you for a minute, please. And I said, I'll be over in 10 minutes. And I walked in, he was folding clothes. And he had this t-shirt. And it was the first thing I saw. I'm like, dude, where did you get that t-shirt? And he looked at me, he's like, dude, do you want it? I said, yes, dude, I do. He took the t-shirt off and gave it to me. And I put it on. And we exchanged a hug. Levi would give you the shirt off of the back. And I found in my laundry hamper this morning that t-shirt. But it's what's on the back that I saw first that day that struck me. And as we remember Levi and love him and celebrate him, and let's always treasure all these things that were so wonderful about our friend. But what struck me about the shirt that day is what I want to leave you about with Levi. Where our love for him and our memories are concerned, the glass is